It's not easy. Greetings to His Excellency, the Deputy President of our country, President Paul Mashatile. Greetings to all leaders that are here. Our Mayor of Ethekwini, Police Thomas Kaunda. All leaders that are here in their various capacities. All protocol is recognized. The sun shall never set on such a glorious human achievement. That's what Comrade Nelson Mandela said on his inauguration, 10 May 1994. When we are here, we are witnessing that indeed it shall never set. Not while the African National Congress is still alive. It shall never set. Nor while the African National Congress will pursue the struggle to achieve a better life for all our people. Not only in South Africa, but in Africa and the world. It shall never set. It shall never set when the African National Congress and this government still has an obligation to struggle and fight for peace in the entire world. Comrade Deputy President Mashatile need no introduction. He's a seasoned cater and a politician and a servant of our people, having held various positions in the ANC and in government, having been the member of the Executive Council in various capacities in the province of Gauteng, our economic hub, having been a provincial chairperson of Gauteng, having been our Treasurer General, having been our Treasurer General, Acting Secretary General, Acting Deputy Secretary General, having been the member of Cabinet in the South African government, now the Deputy President of our country. Comrade Deputy President, may I call upon you? Thank you.
Your Excellency. Thank you very much, Provincial Secretary Kimtolo, for the introduction. When I'm in KZN, you are my lead. I report to you. Let me also start by thanking our Executive Mayor for receiving us in his city. We are grateful, Executive Mayor Tolisi Kaunda, for receiving us. I would like to recognize a few people. If I miss someone, please know that all protocol is observed. Pierre Joad Pasha Habibi, Mufti Gulam Mohammed Sofi, Mufti Mohammed Farouk Sofi, Mufti Mohammed Ibrahim Sofi, Abdul Valudia, President United Palestine, Imran Subrati, Secretary General, United for Palestine. In the ANC, we just call it SG. So SG, Imran Subrati. Let me also acknowledge Comrade Muntu, PC member, may not be with us here now, but I know we've been working very hard organizing our visit. Also recognize all executive members, national executive members of the ANC, PEC, the regional executive members, I'm told that Dr. Zolim Kize will be joining us as well. Let's be unto you all. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge some of the custodians who have already passed on. Hazrasha Muhammad Said Sufi, Hazrasha Abdul Aziz Sufi. We are indeed grateful and extremely honored as the African National Congress to have this opportunity today to come and engage with the Muslim community in this region. We are extremely humbled and do not take this opportunity for granted. It is important for us to appreciate the role that the Muslim community continues to play in our communities and our country as a whole. We welcome your commitment to fulfilling the responsibilities given to you by Allah. It is also extremely uplifting to see all of you gathered here today, in a way also showing your support for the role that the democratic movement in South Africa, led by the ANC, has played towards justice and the liberation also of the Palestinian people, more importantly. When reflecting on the past, it is evident that the Muslim community and the African National Congress have experienced common hardships, but actively fought side by side for political liberation. As we commemorate 3 decades of democracy and contemplate the journey we have undertaken to achieve our democratic state, the African National Congress will always remember the historical events and several valiant individuals who sacrificed their lives in the fight for a noble purpose. We cannot forget the selfless role played by our former President Nelson Mandela, selfless role played by Walter Sisulu, Desmond Tutu, Steve Biko, Ahmed Kathrada, Rahima Musa, Ahmed Timur, and Imam Abdullah Haron. Some of them were tortured and others killed in police detentions. During the 1960s, Abdullah Haron organized a modest but impactful protest, a protest march to challenge the discriminatory policies of the government. He, together with activists such as Omar Bashar, Eli Gandhi, and Mewa Ramgobi, have played a key role in the building of the African National Congress, having done the foundational work in the Indian National Congress, amongst other things. Today, we are enjoying the democratic freedom and boundless possibilities that our country provides because of these brave men and women, most of whom were members of the African National Congress. An important part of history that must not be forgotten is the fact that the African National Congress and the mass democratic movement at large have played a significant role in the liberation of South Africans from the oppressive and divisive apartheid regime. We will not forget that in South Africa, freedom came because we together were resolved about the injustice and atrocities that had become characteristics of our beloved country and our beloved nation. Collectively, we committed to bringing all our people together as one people to defend their rights and their freedoms. This is the call we were all prepared to fulfill, even if it meant losing our lives. It is indeed the same dedication which fuels our commitment to the heroic support of the Palestinians from Israeli oppression. Comrades and friends, as we gather here today, we are guided by the words and the noble words of the founder of our democracy, President Nelson Mandela, when he said the following: "What counts in life is not the mere fact that we have lived. It is what difference we have made to the lives of others that will determine the significance of the life we have led." Close quote. Since 1994, the international community has looked to South Africa to play a leading role in championing the values of human rights, democracy, reconciliation, and the eradication of poverty and underdevelopment. We believe that South Africa has risen to the challenge and continue to make a meaningful contribution in the pursuit of these goals in our region, on the continent, and globally. If President Madiba were alive today, he could never have remained silent in the face of genocide, ethnic cleansing, or gross human rights abuses. He would have moved mountains to fight to end the Israeli military onslaught on the people of Gaza and to have Hamas release their hostages. Taking this case to the World Court to bring about an end to this human tragedy would have been his priority, no matter the cost.
True.
At the end of the day, what do we have if not our principles? We have shown the world that South Africa's human rights foreign policy did not end with Madiba. We are as committed today to the universality of human rights as we always were to the struggle for justice, for freedom and self-determination.
True.
The struggle of the Palestinians is our struggle, as it should be for all freedom-loving people of the world. Today, we can at least say we stood on the right side of history, the side that will not ignore genocide and fight for the protection of civilians and children in an armed conflict. We want the children of Gaza to be able to wake up to see the sun rise another day, to sleep through the night without being petrified of being bombed in their beds, and to walk outside without the fear of a sniper's gun ending their life before they manage to find a piece of bread to eat. Beyond that, the end game must be a sovereign, viable, independent state of Palestine, living in peace. Compatriots, as I take my seat, allow me to make a few reflections on the political climate in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. For several reasons, including the potential for economic growth in this province, KwaZulu-Natal has indeed been a field for much political contestations over the years. A few days ago, the eThekwini municipality survived a motion to dissolve it, or to dissolve the council as proposed by the opposition. It is our view that the dissolution of that council would not bring about any change to the people of the city. and we discourage political goal scoring by political parties who do not have the interests of the people at heart. Such events should encourage us as citizens to unify the government and ensure that those elected are empowered to fulfill their mandates. The National Dialogue on Coalition that is led by government is showing that coalition in South Africa may not at this conjuncture be the most viable given the complex nature of our society. It is for this reason that we as African National Congress are making a call for leaders and members of the community to support the African National Congress and the vision that we have for South Africa. We must work together and help each other to turn the tide in the stubborn developmental challenges of our country. Finally, I must assure the Muslim community today that as the African National Congress, we are aware that we have had some setbacks over the past 8 years. However, we are also confident in the strides that we have made in making the lives of many much better than they were 30 years ago. Furthermore, the African National Congress has committed itself to ensuring that the most capable and astute comrades lead in South Africa. President Ramaphosa, during the State of the Nation address, updated us on the interventions that have been made in rooting out corruption and crime and other malfeasance in the country. We have made inroads in strengthening institutions that have thus far done well in dealing with corruption, such as state capture through the Commission of Inquiry on State Capture. The ANC further scrutinizes all its employees, whether it's local government, provincial government, national government, including the cabinet, including the president and the deputy president, thus making sure that those that are elected to govern are always fit for purpose. As the African National Congress, we need your support to take our country to a more prosperous future. We hope that going to these elections this year and also beyond, we will continue to work together in making a difference in the lives of ordinary people, in the lives of all South Africans. We have already decided as cabinet to go back to the International Court of Justice to urge them once again to protect not only the people of Gaza, but also the people in Rafah. We do hope that the world will stand up against injustice. But we as South Africa, through the leadership of the African National Congress, will not keep quiet when we see injustice.
Very good.
We will stand up at all times, no matter how strong they think they are, we will always stand up for justice. Thank you very much. Shukran.
Thank you, Comrade Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa, for giving us the message, for your profound message of peace and solidarity with the people of Palestine. I stand before you before we request Brother Adam Israel to move the vote of thanks. As the United for Palestine representing Solidarity Movement, I want to appreciate and acknowledge the Hazrat Sufi Sahib Darbar and the officials of this institution for allowing us to be part of this masjid and to be present here. Thank you so much. We are often asked as Solidarity, why do you align yourselves so firmly with the ruling party? And we made it very, very clear that it is our belief that any party